Hello, good evening, everybody. Welcome to this Wednesday webinars. And today we are having a very special webinar because it is one of the Jeevitnadi's program. As you know that these webinars are organized by Pune River Revival, and Jeevitnadi is a leading key organization in the group of various organizations that make Pune River Revival. So, and this particular today's topic, the river curriculum, is a very unique and one of its kind program. I do not think there is anywhere else this kind of program. So we will understand how it is and how we can learn from it. So I think first Sanjeev can introduce our speakers and then we will continue with it. Thank you.
So today we have two significant people of this curriculum. Actually, there are quite a few people who have joined in. So maybe at the end of it, all of them can present themselves. But two key people who are actually going to do the presentation, they are Darab Nagarwalla and Sandhya Gajendragadkar. So both of them have really good experience in this field, in teaching and in communications, especially to kids. So I'll give a background of Darab. So Darab has a background in environmental studies, and he has worked with various NGOs in Saurashtra, Kumaon, and Garhwal, which is in Uttarakhand, and in the field of forestry and rural development for almost 17 years. And he has, rejoined his old school, Woodstock in Missouri. I think it's a very beautiful place, which we would all like to go. As he has joined as an outdoor and environmental educator, he has reinvented himself as a middle school science teacher after earning his teaching license, which is like a B.Ed in the US. Sandhya, who is the other speaker, yeah, she's there. She's a science graduate with a master's in management. So, wow, it's like a double. Other than being in business, she's also a passionate advocate for nature and environmental conservation. And she has a deep commitment for protecting our various ecosystem. She also has over 35 years of marketing experience and effectively collaborating with schools, colleges, and she promotes the inclusion of river conservation as a fun and meaningful part of the academic curriculum. So it's really, they're doing a great job. And as you can see from the presentation, once you go through it, you will know how important and how beautiful it is. So over to you, Sandhya and Darab.
Thank you, Dad. Thank you, Sanjeev.
Thank you, Sanjeev. So before we begin, we'd like you to do something slightly unusual for a webinar. So for a few seconds, we don't want you to look at the screen. If you're comfortable, close your eyes. And imagine that you're sitting on the riverbank, beside a river, in Pune. Don't imagine the river you think you know. Just notice what's there in your mind's eye. What can you hear? What can you smell? What do you see? And here's the difficult question. How does that river make you feel? Okay, now open your eyes. How many of you pictured a river in pristine condition, something that you would imagine a river to look like? Aparna's raised her hand. So how many of us imagined a river in pristine condition? Okay, I see 2 hands. And what did the rest of you imagine? Can we have a few volunteers?
You can see in the chat box, many people are saying no, not me.
Okay. No. Okay. Shailaja saying no. Shraddha saying no. Sumit Swami saying no. Okay. So who would like to say something about what they saw? Mona, what would you like to say? What did you see?
May I?
Yes.
Hi, Darab. Hi, everyone. Sandhya,
Hi,
ma'am.
Ritu.
So basically, when this particular activity really helped me, because when I started thinking in my mind's eye and started looking at what I am seeing, smelling, I smelled filth. I smelled the different kinds of smells, but not the fresh smell of water. And with a lot of waste floating in the water, blackish gray water with a lot of industrial waste and a lot of other kind of things there. I couldn't really imagine a natural river which is worthy of giving water to be drunk, to be to get drinkable water. Actually, that's what I imagined.
Thank you for sharing that, Ritu. Would anyone else like to say something?
Mona actually was preparing, but I think she dropped out.
Ah,
No, I'm
Oh,
here.
oh, yeah. Hi.
Yeah. So yeah, no, actually, since you asked, I just imagined a pristine river because you gave us the choice of imagining. I didn't want to imagine the filth.
Lovely.
yeah. Okay, thanks very much for that. So what I want to ask you now is, so now that you've kind of imagined yourself sitting by a river, some of you have imagined a pristine river. It seems like most of you have imagined the river that you see now. And I think from that, you have a pretty solid idea of when we talk about saving our rivers or restoring our rivers or making them living rivers. That's the name of the translation of Jeevitnadi, the Living River Foundation. I think you all have some idea of what it is that we're trying to save, right? Would anyone like to say something about that? So from this little imaginative exercise that you just did, what is it that we are trying to save when we talk about saving rivers?
Darab, maybe they could get some more ideas once we show them some more things. So,
Okay. So
isn't it?
then I think, Sandhya, how about you read us a poem?
Yes. Can we do that right away? So,
Should we
so this
ask
is a
Sanjeev to advance the slide?
no. I will
Okay.
do that.
Okay.
Yeah. So this is a Marathi poem. Though there may be some who may not understand Marathi, this is a very beautiful, quite an old poem. I mean, written many years back, and it gives a. I mean, let me read it out, and maybe if you don't understand Marathi, the words also are very simple. You probably could understand because you all would be knowing Hindi. So the title of the poem is Audumbar, and it's written by Kavi Trembak Bapuji Thombre, and he's called as Bal Kavi. So the poem goes, पहिलं तटावर हिरवाळी घेऊन निळा सावळा झरा वाहतो बेटा बेटा तुना 4 घरांचे गाव चिमुकले पहिलं टेकडीकडे शेतमळ्यांची दाट लागली हिरवी गर्दी पुढे पाय वाट पांढरी तयातून अडवी तिडवी पडे हिरव्या कुरणामधून चालली काळ्या डोहाकडे झाकळुनी जळ गोड काळीमा पसरे लाटांवर पाय टाकुनी जळात बसला असला औदुंबर. So actually Audumbar is ficus, that is umber, which we all know. It is one of the trees that is very commonly seen. So this, in fact, is a beautiful poem. Would anybody like to? There are many of amongst us who would have some memories with this poem. Would anybody like to just share some thoughts about how you found the poem and what did you imagine as, I mean, when you read the poem? Anyone, please? No, nobody? Okay. So it actually talks about, it gives you a beautiful glimpse of the entire nature, of which, of course, dhara and so rivers and streams are also mentioned. So it gives a beautiful idea of the river banks, and about the greenery around. And there are walkways, and there are, there is doha. Doha means the deep pools. So there are in the rivers, there are deep pools, and there are waves in the rivers. And when all this is happening, there is this audumbar, that is the umbar, or the ficus tree, which is putting its feet into the water. That is, it shows that what a beautiful tree. It is holding the banks and enjoying the river and everything around. And that is Audumbar, the poem. So we just wanted to, so generally, I mean, anywhere that the Jeevitnadi team goes, we try to depict a beautiful picture of the entire river or the ecosystem. So we just wanted to start this with Darab's imagination and a beautiful poem.
So
And now,
Sandhya,
yes,
is this poem just basically giving us information about the river, or is it telling us something more?
so it gives not only about the river, it gives a beautiful picturesque scene of the entire ecosystem there.
So
which,
it's actually helping us to not just get information, but actually experience the river and the river banks, right?
yes, river bank, the greenery around, the trees, the deep pools, the waves, etc. So yes,
Right. So
yes,
this kind of uh, brings us to another question about what if the first step towards saving a river or protecting a river isn't necessarily knowing about it or having a lot of information about it, but experiencing it and actually caring about it, caring for it. And what
yes.
if caring isn't something we can just simply tell children to do? Right? Because
We
if
have to.
someone asks us to care about something, it's not necessarily something that we can just sort of switch on. It's not a switch that we can switch on. Right?
So
Now
how do you do it, Dara?
what's that?
How do you do it?
Well, see, I'm not trying to say that not knowing anything isn't important, right? So Sandhya, why don't you let's find out how much we actually know about our rivers.
Yes, let's
Let's
do
start
that.
there.
Yes, let's pose a few questions to our participants who have taken time out to attend this webinar,
Yeah.
and share your thoughts about some answers to some of these questions that will come up soon. So the first one goes, how many rivers does India have approximately? Would anybody be able to give any figure?
Just a ballpark figure.
Yes. Okay, I am unable to read the chat. So actually, India is blessed with many, many rivers, considering the kind of ecosystems that we have. We have more than 400. 400 is
So
just
the
an
numbers
understatement.
we got in the chat are 300, 1000, around 15 lakhs, 450, 250, 300 plus.
Wonderful. Yes, that's
So
a
someone
good.
was very close. Tushar was very, very close.
Yeah.
And so was Anjali, saying 300 plus.
Yeah. Actually, India has many, many rivers. 400 is just a a lesser number. We have many more. And when you include streams and etc., it becomes much, much more. So that was one. Let's go to the next question. Which river gives India her name? This is just a very simple one. I'm sure most of you would be getting the answer. Any answers?
Yes, all correct answers.
Absolutely. Wonderful. The Indus, it's also called as Sindhu, the river, which gives India her name. Which is the largest river delta in the world? Does anybody have an idea of which is the largest river delta in the world?
People have said Sundarbans, Amazon, Nile, Mississippi, and Ganga.
Wonderful. Wonderful. So it is Ganga is of course a river, but it ends in the delta, which is Sundarbans is absolutely right. So the Ganga, the Brahmaputra, and some other rivers merge there in the delta, and then it goes on ahead and meets the sea. How old are the rivers that pass through Pune city? That is not necessarily. Sorry. Pune city is Pune city in the larger sense, not only the city, but even the outskirts of the city, which is now considered Pune. So younger than Shivaji, younger than the Himalaya, younger than Gondwa land, younger than T-Rex, dinosaur. How old do we think the rivers are?
Okay, the answers are 4.5 billion years and younger than Gondwana.
Younger than Gondwana? Okay.
Yeah.
Actually, it's actually
older than T-Rex, somebody has
yes,
said.
Yes, actually. It is older or maybe say similar era as the T-Rex dinosaur. So it's definitely older than Shivaji, the Himalayas.
You haven't given that option. So,
so we can go for, in fact, it's all four. It's, of course, it's the fourth one, actually, not all four.
So it's definitely older than T-Rex, but it's younger than Gondwana land.
Yeah.
So all the options are younger than, right? So
yes,
it's definitely not younger than anything other than Gondwana land.
Yeah.
So well done, Srimali.
Yeah. Okay. How many rivers pass through Pune city? 2, 5, 8, 1. Pune city is, of course, the larger Pune city.
Sumit says 5.
5?
Ritu says 5.
Everybody
Everyone
is saying
says 5.
5. Okay.
Wow.
It's 5. Very good. And it can be actually
Excellent.
more when you consider Pavna, Indrayani, Ram, Devnadi, and others. But yes, so in Pune is blessed with, there are very, very few cities which have 5 and 8 rivers flowing through it. So yes.
Ashwini says 8.
Yes. Right. Let's go on. Okay. What is common between the rivers of Pune and Bengal? Can anybody have a go at that? What is common between the rivers of Pune, which is in the west of India, and Bengal, which is in the east of India?
Sumit has already answered it.
Oh, Sumit should be,
Bard?
should not, Bard. So yes. So the answer is actually both the rivers from both Pune and Bengal enter the Bay of Bengal, and hence the Delta Sundarbans also is there. And the Pune rivers also go on to meet the Bhima and then the Krishna, and then it goes on to the Bay of Bengal. So that is what is common between the two. The Khadakwasla Dam, which supplies drinking water to Pune, is built on which river? Mura, Mutha, Indrayani, Pavna. Any answers?
Then Raghunandan says Mutha, then Ritu says Mutha, Shronali says Mutha, somebody says Pavna, Satish Kamath says Pavna.
Okay. So the right answer is Mutha, from where the Khadakwasla Dam and the other dams of Panshet and etc. are built on. So it is the Mutha Nadi, and on which the city actually started rising. It's because of the Mutha Nadi, around the Mutha Nadi. Okay, this is the last question. What is the cause of approximately 70% of the pollution in Pune's rivers? Industrial effluent from factories, pesticides and fertilizer from farms, domestic sewage from households, construction waste.
So two people say industrial effluent, then somebody says all of the above. One person, a couple of say C.
Yeah,
Right.
basically, people were saying, yeah, all, I mean, A plus B, B plus C, and A plus B
Yeah,
plus C.
somebody
Yeah,
says all four. Yeah.
So yes, so it is all four, but when you see the Pune's rivers, we are talking about Pune's rivers, and where the industrialization is on the outskirts of Pune, and farms are also a little more on the outskirts of Pune. And while Pune gets very, very good water because we're very near the source of the rivers, we pollute it and send it back, and more than approximately 70% actually comes from domestic sewage from households. This is what is the maximum cause of pollution of Pune's rivers, which is something which is an eye opener actually. Okay. Dara, would you want to share something?
Yeah. So this is just a little description. I'm not going to read it out to you, but it's just basically giving you a little overview of what the river curriculum is. So that was a little aside that we wanted to give you. So coming from the imagination and experiencing the river through a poem, and then sort of stimulating ourselves with some questions about rivers to find out how much we actually know about the rivers. And now we come to the actual river curriculum, what actually it is. And so we want to just tell you a little bit about it. And then we want to also we've invited some of the students who participated in the river curriculum and some administrators to actually share what they feel the impacts of the river curriculum have been. So I'm not going to read this out, but you can see that it's basically it's about some classroom-based lessons. It's a series of classroom-based lessons, and it's about trying to build a big picture of rivers, both social and ecological, and basically trying to develop some understanding of something that we share, and also trying to inspire something, right? Trying to take it forward so it doesn't just stay at the level of knowledge or information, but hopefully makes you start caring and makes you start wanting to do something. Okay.
So
Next
Dara,
slide, please.
would you explain now more as to how?
I think somebody has unmuted.
Yeah.
Can you mute it?
Mrinal, if you can mute yourself.
Yeah, what were you
Dara,
asking, Sandhya?
Yes, I was wanting to say that would you explain more now about how do you start caring?
Sure.
Yeah?
Let's move to the next slide, please. Okay, so I wanted to say something about how this got started. So, and I think actually, just to take the words out of Shubha's mouth, she was the one who kind of voiced this to me for the first time, was that, Jeevitnadi had done many one-off events with school children, including quizzes. But there was this feeling that, these events were so well received, but somehow the excitement that was generated kind of got dissipated because there was no follow-up. And so Shubha voiced this to me that, we need some kind of regular interaction with school children to kind of build up that feeling of wanting to know more, and creating that caring, creating that sort of falling in love with the river and wanting to save it. And so, I thought, wow, this is really something that I would like to work on. And so I said I would like to help out. And along the way, so many other volunteers have joined and contributed towards the river curriculum. And we've received our inspiration from a variety of sources. So I particularly have received a lot of inspiration from this one particular place. which I have been to many times, the Ramnadi Mula confluence. And then much later, I visited Vittalwadi and really fell in love with that place too. And was really found the temple in particular uh, quite unusual and inspiring. And then I know that Sandhya has a question about this, the cultural heritage of the Deccan Marsil.
Yes. Can you please explain?
What do you want me to explain, Sandhya?
Why is it that you think that there is a cultural heritage in the Mahasir?
Well, it's because I came across this uh, this story about Lord Vitthal, right? And so there was this story about one of his devotees who was a fisherman and who had gone to the temple at Pandharpur, and he didn't have anything else to offer except some fish that he had freshly caught. And when he went to the temple to offer these fish, he was turned away by the temple priests. And at that moment, Lord Vitthal actually came to him and said, "Of course, I accept your fish because this is true devotion that you're showing, and how can I refuse your offering?" And this moment is kind of been captured in time by Lord Vithal's earrings. And so when you see a statue or any kind of artist depiction of Lord Vithal, you'll see that his earrings either are in the shape of the fins of a fish or the actual fish itself. And that fish actually represents the Deccan Masir. And even today, the Wari tradition um, actually is very closely tied to the Deccan Masir. People actually believe that the Deccan Masir actually migrates along with them and actually does the pilgrimage to Pandharpur along with them and also fasts along the way, just like the devotees do. So
Right.
there's a lot of culture, which is related to this fish. And so I
We
found that fascinating and I got inspiration from it.
Right, wonderful. We want to hear something more, Darab, about
Okay.
the motivation that you have in making
Okay.
the curriculum.
So I also got a lot of inspiration from some things that I was exposed to during my college days. And that was basically the work of two people, one of whom I learnt about much later, but Dr. Kieran Egan in particular, who is a Canadian educational psychologist who was associated with the Simon Fraser University in Canada. And the group that he kind of founded was called IERG, which is the Imaginative Education Research Group. And then later on, his work was kind of continued and carried on to the next level by Professor Gillian Judson. And then, of course, we also sought inspiration from the existing school curricula. Next,
Right.
please. So I'd like you to just, I'm not going to read this out. I think you get the point, though, that just because you're outdoors doesn't necessarily mean that you're learning anything or that you're developing any sense of closeness, right?
Right.
So I think here is really the crux of our inspiration, and this is something that we don't normally think about, but we humans do several things at the same time. And so David Kresh, who is an educator and an author, he has coined this term and he calls us perfinkers because we perceive things, we feel things, and we think all at the same time. We're capable of doing that. Next, please. So, environmental education in general, and you can see here that the point that we are trying to make here is basically that environmental education programs tend to be very content focused, and emotion and imagination are really not things that that we talk about when we talk about developing an ecological understanding. Next, please.
But we need it.
But we need it, Sandhya. Why do you think we need it?
Because that is what strengthens the education, isn't it?
Okay. So you think so, is it?
Yes, because
Okay.
just intellectual understanding is insufficient. But when it comes with imagination, emotion, the connection strengthens.
Okay. So, and you can see from these pictures, right? You can see what I'm talking about. So these pictures, I feel kind of they hit all the three. They hit our senses, they hit our emotions, and they hit our imagination all together. And all of these photos are taken, guess where? The Ramnadi Mura confluence. Next, please. And so are
I
these
think we
photos.
we can move a little because we will need to.
Are we going to run out of time?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So it's all about finding a story. All right. And you can see from these visuals that, that many things come to mind, many stories which can come to our mind. And so I just wanted to just say that these thoughts, they all come from this approach called imaginative ecological education. Okay. And these are the people that developed it. Next, please. And so imaginative ecological education basically has these three core principles, and the sense of place is very, very important there. Now, the themes that we have developed, next, please. Themes that we have developed for our river curriculum, and you can see on the screen, there's actually 11 lessons. I've mentioned 10 of them because 2 of them are actually field trips, but 9 of them are classroom lessons. And so you can see that these are the themes, and we have decided to put them in this particular order because we felt that that was logical, right? And you can see that the 10th one is about bringing Mahadev back to a living river. And I think, Sandhya, you had a question about that, right?
Yes, as to what happens if, we talk about Mahadev coming back to the Pune rivers. But so what? What if Mahadev comes back, or what if Mahadev is not there?
Right. And Mahadev is the Deccan Massive. So he's the mascot for our whole river curriculum. And so this is a question which was raised by one of our students just today, in fact. So I'm not going to give you an answer to that, but I'm going to leave you with that question: that why is it that we talk about bringing Mahadev back to a living river? Next, please.
Right.
And then, please go ahead, Sandhya. I know you want to say something about the impacts.
Yes. So actually, this is the 4th year that the river curriculum is being conducted in several schools. So the impacts, if you say, is the team began piloting the river curriculum with approximately 180 middle school students from 2 Pune city schools in 2023. And Pallavi Tai was one of those, and Jasmine was the other who supported this right from the beginning. And right now, we have 3,000 plus middle school students from 7 schools.
And we are very, very grateful, right, Sandhya, to both Jasmine and Pallavi Tai for giving us the chance to pilot our ideas with and use their students as guinea pigs.
Absolutely. And not only that they encouraged or supported us at that time, they continue doing that. And that is what is the beautiful part, is that, of course, shortly we will see some of their students, what they have said. We will be seeing those, the feedback testimonials from them. But they have stayed with us, they have supported us, and we can see that kind of impact that not only Jeevitnadi, but Jeevitnadi along with the school is able to give the students and create those young river warriors. And So now we also, other than some of the schools here, we also conduct one in Binjarwadi in Sangamner, which is about 130-40 kilometers from Pune. So we go and physically do that, and that's also a beautiful school, another beautiful school that we conduct the sessions in. And we have received positive testimonials from students, teachers, and administrators. And we will watch the videos in just a little while. In addition to all these schools, we got this wonderful opportunity to address a GALE conference. So GALE is a consortium of 8 schools in different countries, situated in different countries and different continents, including the US, the South America, Australia, New Zealand, UK, South Africa, China, and India. So the GALE is made of these schools, and they invited us to conduct the toxin-free living session, which we just held about just more than 1 month back. And we got an absolutely super. So these are some of the things that we can see. We conducted a game for them, and then we conducted a natural soap making session with them. And the children from all over, they enjoyed. And not only them, even the educators who came with them, the teachers and the chaperones, they also enjoyed. And in fact, we are now working with them to, kind of collaborate and take it further to the schools all across. So that is where we had this wonderful experience. And then now let us watch some video testimonials from school students talking about the impact of the river curriculum. If Sanjeev can share that. Thank you, Sanjeev.
So 2 years back, Jeevitnadi addressed the children during the classes school assembly, and they spoke about the measures that the students can take to celebrate the festival in a very eco-friendly manner. And there was special attention to how the rivers
Yes, just a minute. I'm sure Sanjeev is working on that.
Or you could not hear it, is it?
No, we could not.
No, we can hear. It's perfectly fine.
Exactly.
Oh, sorry. I didn't hear.
In the river. That led us to think that can a standalone or a single program make an impact on the children? Why not introduce this whole concept of encouraging children to register for a program where they undergo a year-long process of learning about the rivers, how they get polluted, what action children can take to reduce that. So we partnered with the Jeevitnadi Foundation, and what Jeevitnadi does is they have designed a curriculum which is delivered to the children once a month. And this is a voluntary program that the children participate in. So we introduced this program to grade 7 last year, and we had around 25 to 30 children who enrolled for this program. Curriculum that Jeevitnadi offered to the students included understanding the history of the river, the social function, the ecological function of the river, the actions that human beings are taking which is leading to the pollution of the river, and the action these young ambassadors can take to reduce the pollution and make it into a beautiful river flowing through the cities. This year we opened it to a new batch of grade 7 students, and we were very surprised that we have more than 60 children who have enrolled for this program. And the kind of engagement that this program generates due to its curriculum and the pedagogy and the way it is facilitated is something that we are very, very satisfied, and we are very happy with the way children are engaged in the program. What we wanted to do was to educate the minds, young minds, about the source of this pollution, the reason, the causes, and then the actions that the children can take. So they are understanding the what, how and why, and then they will definitely be part of the river cleaning project, as Jeevitnadi has recently adopted a stretch of the river, and our students will be volunteering there too. Recently, that is just last weekend, few of our students were at the river bank, and there were few citizens of Pune who had come to, let's say, dump their waste into the river, and that's the time that the children took a very proactive action or a decision to convince those citizens not to dump the waste into the river. Few listened, others ignored them totally. So these are the small steps that children are part of it, and we are very happy that this Jeevitnadi has brought learning about rivers into a very active learning zone, and the children are able to contribute. A lot of mindset change is happening. Of course, we have yet to see how it's going to impact, but I'm sure in the long run this is going to impact immensely, and there are going to be amazing takeaways which the children are going to implement it in their personal life as ambassadors of clean rivers of Pune City.
Thank you, Sanjeev. Can you share even just the others also?
Good morning. What's your name?
Good morning. My name is Jeevitnadi from Standard 9.
Okay.
I was a part of Jeevitnadi in Standard 7.
Okay. How nice, Sanvi. So I wanted to ask you, has the river curriculum made any impact on you? Has it changed your perceptions about the rivers of the city, and how?
Yes, it has
What way?
truly changed it. I used to think that no, rivers are not so polluted as people speak about. But when I got to know, I saw them in reality, I got to know how truly the impact of our nature has been harmful to the rivers. It hurts to kind of know that the rivers is truly polluted. And it gave me a sense of volunteering that no, this should be like that. And we should not, pollute the rivers, and shouldn't be too bad of this condition of the river.
Thank you so much,
I
Sanvi.
grew up,
Go ahead.
when I grew up, I would definitely like to volunteer something like that.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Sanvi.
Thank you so much.
Who's next? And what's your name?
My name is Tanishka.
Okay.
And I was also in the batch of Janvi.
Okay.
In 7th standard, we both were together in the Jeevitnadi sessions.
Okay.
And we learned a lot. We got to know that how the rivers are, how they should be, and the flora and fauna near the rivers, and all the pollution and the moss and the rocks near them.
And did it change your perception about the rivers?
Actually, I felt so that it's not so necessary to save water and all. But as we got to know the reality of the rivers, and we saw everything, we wrote letters to RPM, Narendra Modi.
Yes.
We got the view that we should actually save water, we should clean the water, we should clean the rivers, and we are the part of the earth, so we should take care of it.
Thank you so much, Tanish. Who's next?
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
What is your name?
My name is Ved Kulkarni and I am from Standard 8-3.
Can you share your experiences from the Jeevitnadi workshop?
Yes, our Jeevitnadi session started from Standard 6th. I learned that rivers are an important part in the ecosystem and nature. This organization helps young children to think of how to preserve and protect the rivers and keep them clean. Thank you.
What is your name?
My name is Anish from Standard 8.
What are your perspectives about the river ecosystem?
For me, river is water. I never thought groundwater, fish, plants and farmers are connected to one river. Our small actions also matters. If every house from Pune starts saving water and doesn't use chemical fertilizers, our Muramutha river will be Jeevit again. I promised to myself that I will take part in one of the river saving, river cleanup or plantation activity this year. Thank you.
Good afternoon. My name is Advait Nair. When I was in 7th standard, the Jeevitnadi program took me to see the Mula and Mutha rivers in Pune. At the first glance, honestly, I felt quite sad because the rivers were in quite an unbearable condition. I learned that the river is an important part of our ecosystem and that it is our responsibility to protect them. Through the Jeevitnadi curriculum, I also learned that keeping the rivers clean is not just the government's responsibility, it's our responsibility as well. And one thought that quite stayed with me is that as much as we depend on the river for our life, the river depends on us to protect it. Thank you.
Just one last video by the director of the school at Sangamner. And then we will answer.
Dr. R.S. Rungal Welfare Foundation संगमनेर संचलित वृंदावन इंग्लिश मीडियम स्कूल या शाळेची डिरेक्टर आहे आणि आपण यावर्षी आपल्या शाळेमध्ये जीवित नदीचा रिव्हर करिक्युलम हा अभ्यासक्रम मुलांसाठी आयोजित केला होता. तर पूर्ण वर्षभरात संध्याताई, शुभाताई आणि दाराब सर यांनी येऊन सेशन्स घेतले मुलांसाठी आणि वर्षभर हे म्हणजे फक्त थिअरी नव्हती मुलांसाठी तर ऍक्टिव्हिटी बेस्ड असे हे सेशन्स होते. त्यात मुलांनी खूप साऱ्या ऍक्टिव्हिटीज केल्या, नदीची इकोसिस्टीम समजून घेतली आणि नदी ही आपल्यासाठी का महत्वाची आहे आणि तिचं प्रदूषण म्हणा किंवा तिचं आरोग्य, तिचं प्रदूषण न करणं हे आपल्यासाठी का महत्वाचं आहे हे मुलांनी जाणून घेतलं. आणि हे असे सेशन्स करण्यामागचा उद्देश हा आमचा हाच होता की मुलांना जागरूक करणे, आपल्या भोवतालच्या परिस्थितीविषयी आणि आपल्या पर्यावरणाविषयी जागरूक करणे. तर आमचा हा उद्देश मला वाटतं नक्कीच सफल झाला आहे जीवित नदीच्या या रिव्हर करिक्युलमच्या माध्यमातून. आणि शुभाताई, संध्याताई आणि दाराब सर या तिघांचेही खूप खूप आभार, कारण त्यांनी दर महिन्याला पुण्यातून ते संगमनेरला यायचे आणि आमच्या मुलांसाठी त्यांनी सेशन्स घेतली. तर खूप खूप धन्यवाद. आमच्या मुलांसाठी नक्कीच भविष्यातले आपले जागरूक नागरिक घडवण्याचा आमचा हा प्रयत्न जीवित नदीच्या सहकार्याने नक्कीच सफल होईल अशी आशा. थँक्यू.
Thank you very much, Sanjeev, for sharing this. These are some of the testimonials. Yeah.
Okay.
And also, thank you, Amol, Aarti, etc. from Jeevitnadi, who have taken the efforts to make these testimonials and create it and present it to you. So you can see my screen, right?
Right. Sandhya, we have a question. Let's take that question.
Yes. So just 1 minute. This is the last slide. I just want to end this and then we will take the questions.
No, you have to share it again. Sorry, Sandhya. You'll have to share it again because I was sharing. Yeah. Yes.
Okay. 1 minute. So, share.
And just wanted to reiterate a very big thank you to Pallavi and Jasmine as well for allowing us once again to use their students as guinea pigs and to give us the confidence to scale up.
And thanks to them, we have continued.
Yeah.
And of course, more principals, more schools have supported. But they have really supported us right from the beginning. We were allowed to experiment and, try out different new things. And they've always had confidence in us. And we are ever grateful to them and, of course, to the other schools too. So how would you like to contribute to the river curriculum? There are some different ways we have listed. So you can be a resource person, help us in conducting these sessions in English and Marathi schools. You can connect us to some contacts in the school management where we can implement the river curriculum in the school. You can help us in strengthening the curriculum for online and interventions, creating workbooks, etc. You can also connect us to organizations and institutions who would be willing to fund Jeevitnadi's river curriculum initiative, because we need to scale it up to reach more cities, states, and of course, even other countries. And if we have to do that, we need a lot of resources, including monetary resource. So you can contribute in several different ways. And this is just a saying, a river doesn't need people to survive for a day, even for a day, but people need rivers every single day. So to take this forward, you can note down, these are the mail IDs, These are our numbers of Shubha, Sandhya, Darab. You can take a screenshot of this and you can save it. And we will try to answer some questions here, but in case you have, please contact us and we'll be happy to talk to you to write. You can write also. Okay, so now we can take some questions.
Okay, the first question is, if my child's school, one second, the school, if is not participating in the program, how can my child participate in it?
Yes. So actually, Shubha has already addressed that by saying that if your school is not participating, connect us to the school, because this is actually goes through the school, because we address the school children together. And it will be a good idea that along with your child, if the other children also can get the benefit, so you connect us to the school and then we will try to encourage them to take on the river curriculum, so your child will also benefit from it.
Is Bishop School part of the curriculum?
Not yet. Bishop School also, if you connect us, we will be happy to connect with them.
Okay, anybody else?
Any questions you want to ask, please go ahead.
And feel free to connect with us with your questions.
So if there are no more questions, I mean, even as we take questions, I would request the rest of the team to come on video and we can take maybe probably a nice, we can show them all in the gallery. So Shubha is there, Rujita is there, I think Shiba is there, Aarti is there. So all of these are key members of the curriculum. I mean, I think there are much more.
I think if we stop sharing the screen and put it in gallery mode.
I was about to do that. Thank you.
Whole team can switch on the cameras and then we'll take a screenshot.
Actually, maybe why the whole team only Jeevitnadi? It includes everybody, so including the rest of it, because we are all one family.
Yeah.
So
and a big thank you from our side for all the other team members who have contributed to making the river curriculum what it is. We're all excited by it, and we're so happy to be able to interact with the middle school age children, which for me personally is my favorite age. I've always wanted to, well, I've never always wanted to be a middle school teacher, but having taught both middle school and high school. Yes.
But
that's
Darab, you're a
age.
wonderful one. So thank you for that. So Ashwini has a question. Do you have any curriculum for adults? So curriculum for adults or rather college students has yet to be created. So we are, that's also on our list to do. And once we, strengthen ourselves, we will go for that too.
Shailajatai, Shiba, Amol, I see many people who have not turned on their camera. So let's do that so we can take a screenshot.
Jasmine, if you can just wait for a shot.
So yeah, there is Shubha, there is Prachi, Jayashri is there, Shiba is there.
Okay, one second.
Pranali, Amol, I think Rujita also was there. I don't know if she left or something. Aarti is also there.
I'm trying to take a screenshot, but I still see many people have not turned on their camera.
No, Tai is saying my camera is not working.
Okay, Aarti. Okay, I tried to take, let's see how many people. One second, let me try to take it again. Wonderful.
So yeah, for adults, we have nature walks, which will give you some idea about the rivers. So do join them. And yes, maybe we need to create a school for adults. That is the only way to get them to learn more.
The children will teach the adults now.
Absolutely correct. Yeah, we are expecting the children.
Actually, we can have that kind of an activity where children can come and they take sessions.
Yeah, they are very, very ready for that.
And we will attend.
Yeah, they are
like
getting ready. The children that we are interacting with are so amazing. that will soon happen. Reverse parenting is what Satish
Reverse
says.
parenting, yeah.
They have
So,
done it, no, at Ganesh Nagar, in the parent-teacher meeting. The first meeting, the children have actually done a
Pallavi
skit for
Tai,
the parents.
sorry.
Yes, they
Pallavi
have.
Tai is,
Also, the Ganesh Nagar students presented or spoke about it in an international conference in Patsgani, where they address educators from across India and abroad about the river curriculum and their experience of being part of this curriculum. So that was a wonderful session. And there was so much interest that was generated among the participants about this river curriculum. And of course, the way the children facilitated that session along with Sandhya and Darab was just amazing.
wow.
And Tai, the Sangamner school, Sonal Gunjal Tai came thanks to that. So.
Oh, really? Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, Shubha
Yeah.
is saying that we are going to have a Nadi Shala for adults. Once a program, it can be hosted by Jeevitnadi. Yes.
Great, great. So this is all phenomenal actually. And we saw all the testimonials. So I don't think there is anything more we can add. But what we can say is that this is such a positive program and it is something which is going to have a long-term impact. I mean, of course, we can see the videos, we can see the short-term impact, but we are going to have a long-term impact here. And then we can just be assured that the next generation will take care of our rivers, whatever we couldn't do. And I'm so happy that Sandhya, Darab, both of them explained us everything what they are doing, but the rest of the team also attended it, whether it is Shubha, Shiba, and maybe there are many more, and I might have missed many names. So thanks again. Thank you for attending. And we'll upload this on our YouTube channel. You can go to YouTube and search for Pune River Revival. There is a playlist called as Wednesday Webinar. And this will be uploaded soon in another 8 or 10 days. It will be there. So I think then we can share it in our network so that it reaches to more and more people. Thank you again. Good night.
If I could just add one last thing.
Yes, please.
I think just recently Sandhya and I had a conversation about the book that Jeevitnadi is planning. So we had an interesting conversation as to how to involve the students in the planning and designing of the book and how to integrate technology with the help of the students. I'm committing on behalf of the principal right now, Anjali, who's there in the meeting. But we've done this previously with another writer. So we would really be very keen on doing the same for the Jeevitnadi book also.
We have absolutely started thinking about this idea, Tai, and we are working on it. And yes, we are looking forward to your inputs in Anjali, Tai, as well as KHS, all the entire team. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Pallavi and Anjali.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you all.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you all.
Thank
Bye.
you.
Good night.
Thank you.